In this chapter, Al-Mufadal asks profound questions about language, meaning, and knowledge. The teaching begins with a remarkable statement. Allah did not create a name except that He created a meaning for it, and He did not create a meaning except that He created a form or reality associated with it. That form was given limits, those limits were given a nature, and that nature was given connections and distinctions. The teaching suggests that nothing exists in complete isolation. Every name points to a meaning, every meaning points to a reality, and every reality is understood through its characteristics and relationships. Think about the word fire. The word itself is not the fire, yet when we hear it, our minds immediately recognize something specific. We know what fire is, what it does, and what it is not. We understand it because it has boundaries. It is distinct from water, from stone, and from air. In this way, knowledge emerges through both connection and distinction. According to the teaching, the disconnected cannot be known except through the connected. The text then explores how human beings understand speech. Al-Mufadal asks how people came to know language and meaning. The response directs attention to the letters themselves. Speech, we are told, is built from 28 letters. A single isolated letter communicates very little. If someone simply says alif, the listener may recognize the sound, but not a complete meaning. Understanding arises when letters are brought together in two words and words are arranged into meaningful structures. The teaching emphasizes that letters alone do not convey complete knowledge. Meaning appears through composition and connection. Individual letters unite to form words, words combine into phrases, and phrases communicate ideas. Through this process, language becomes a bridge between minds. What was hidden within one person's understanding can be transmitted to another through carefully arranged symbols and sounds. The text then presents an important distinction between a name and the reality it describes. The name is not the thing itself. A word points toward a reality beyond it. The teaching illustrates this through the example of divine names and descriptions. A name can identify something, but a fuller description provides greater understanding. In this way, language functions as a system of signs directing attention toward realities that exist beyond the sounds and letters themselves. The discourse continues by comparing language to a book. Language is described as a copy of the book, while the book itself depends upon writing and writing depends upon letters. Letters therefore become the foundational elements from which communication is built. Every spoken sentence, every written page, and every body of knowledge ultimately traces back to combinations of these basic symbols. Al-Mufadal then asks whether knowledge is completed through these letters. The response explains that with respect to Arabic it is complete, while other languages develop differently. The discussion then turns to the diversity of human tongues. According to the narrative, languages became confused during the time of Abraham, leading to different forms of speech among different peoples. Yet despite their diversity, all languages continue to serve the same purpose, the transmission of meaning. The teaching goes on to describe the foundations of speech. Beyond ordinary articulated language, communication also includes sounds such as whistling, shouting, calling, and other vocal expressions. These sounds function as forms of communication that can convey meaning even without formal words. Human beings instinctively understand many of these signals, and animals often respond to them as well. To illustrate this point, the text refers to birds and animals. When a person whistles to birds, they may respond with whistles of their own. When a person shouts at pigeons or animals, they often react immediately. Communication, therefore, is not limited to structured language. Meaning can be conveyed through tone, rhythm, pitch, and sound. A command, warning, or invitation can sometimes be understood without a single word being spoken. The chapter suggests that someone who truly understands these principles understands not only human language but also the patterns of communication found throughout the natural world. Every sound carries a function. Every vocal expression emerges from a particular movement of breath, mouth, throat, and tongue. Whistling, shouting, calling, barking, braying, and other sounds each arise through distinct mechanisms and produce distinct effects upon those who hear them. As the discussion concludes, the reader is invited to reflect on the nature of communication itself. Language appears not as a random collection of sounds but as a carefully ordered system connecting names, meanings, realities, and relationships. Letters become words, words become understanding, and understanding becomes knowledge. Through these connections, ideas pass from one mind to another, making communication possible and allowing human beings to share in the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom.